year prior to the election year. As you know, the drop legislation is before us. There's going to be hearings coming up to talk about it. I want to remind folks that I was part of the freshman class that put in our first piece of legislation was to drop for elected officials. They wouldn't even give us a hearing. So now the state obviously passed a bill that elected officials are exempt. The issue with the drop and whether we can drop it or not is a legal issue based on the fact that it's part of the bargaining unit. So I know there's a commitment by City Council to work on fixing drop. I don't know if legally we can end it because the bargaining units will appeal it to us. So that's one issue. I do have copies for those people that are interested. I introduced a bill a few weeks ago, which is probably the most progressive business tax legislation that Philadelphia has seen in decades. It's to eliminate the net profits tax and to exempt the first 100,000 of small businesses. It really is changing the paradigm of thinking in terms of small businesses. That is to be critically important because it is a bill targeted at small business. And essentially, not to glaze you over, in our current course, if we eliminate the gross receipts tax, $40 million that we currently receive from big companies, multinationals, who are not located in Philadelphia, will stop paying taxes to us. So this changes the course and provides the level playing field for Philadelphia-based companies. So I have a slide presentation. Councilman Green and I were the lead sponsors in it. We have 15 co-sponsors. And for those of you who may be a small business under $1 million, it would absolutely save your business. If you're a business under 100,000, there's a lot of people who do business from home, freelancers. Just today in the paper, there was a story. Ronnie did a story where someone was volunteer coaching and delivering newspapers and made $20,000 and the city suing him for taxes. When you think about the amount of energy that it takes between our audit department, our legal department to sue, it is crazy. So that is a huge piece of legislation that we have forward. The other thing, we do expect another budget deficit. We don't know what the number is going to be. The number that's been thrown around is about $60 million, which is very devastating. As you all know, last year we voted for a 10% tax increase, property tax increase, and a lot of people were upset at it. The alternative was the trash fee that the mayor wanted to put forward. The average person in the 7th Councilmatic District is going to pay about $107 more. So when you compare that to the $300 that the mayor was proposing, as hard as that was to do, it was better than the alternative to do. But we do expect another deficit this year. We've had to make some really, really tough choices, and it has not been easy to manage the books in this economic times. Some of the departments that have gotten gutted in this has been L&I. We've cut the demolition budget. The demolition budget 10 years ago was about $15 million. We're down to about $6 million. Our CLIP program, which is vital to communities like Northwood, we've seen it cut by 25%. Tom Conway does a really good job at some of the graffiti and some of the other issues. That's been cut by about 25%. So it's hurt neighborhoods. I say that to say that some of the tough decisions that this administration has hurt neighborhoods. There were a lot of people that came out and testified during the budget in support of CLIP. We had some of the civics come out. I know the PDEX came out and supported it. So it's not an easy thing to be in government. I think that there are some good things that are going on. I think that some of the departments are being reformed. 311 is not perfect, but I think it's a step in the right direction. I know depending on your experience with 311, it may be good or may be bad. But one of the things that it's allowing us to do is at least track the types of service requests. And I think I introduced a bill to create council stat, which would essentially allow us to use the 311 data as a budget tool, so that, for instance, if the mayor is asking for $10 million for tree removal or for trees, and we have a backlog of 3,000, that we can say you need more or you need less. That legislation is pending. We've been to New York to look at the council stat in New York, which is the tool that they use. get that bill out and we'll start working on being able to institute that. And what that'll allow us to do is every single service request that comes into the city, I would get the data and I'd be able to make sure that we're allocating money based on the needs and the services that are there. Pretty much, that's pretty much in terms of our legislative agenda. We can now address some of the...
I would like to address